And we're live. Welcome to round 10 of the Tasmanian Rugby Union Premiership Division. The match here at Hutchins War Memorial Oval between Hobart Hutchins Lions and the Glenorchy Stags. Last time we saw these two teams play, it was a close one with the Stags coming away from that one with their only win of the season, being able to hold out the Hobart Lions, who came from behind but weren't quite able to come over the top of the Stags. So we've got two. Hobart have maintained a pretty consistent team, I think, throughout the year. Glenorchy has been a bit of shifting and changing. That number 16 there, great to see that player out on the field. That's Hugo Blomfield, the big man with his first game back after a long time out of rugby. He was playing for Taroona previously, and he's now playing out here at the Stags with his mates, and good to see Hugo on the field. Looking forward to seeing how he goes. Stags have had a much lengthier warm-up out here today than the Lions. They got out here a little bit earlier, got out on the field, very well regimented through their warm-up. They're looking very switched on today, the Stags. Lions will need to keep their minds in the game if they're going to win this one and have any chance of cracking it into that top four. A win today with a bonus point is really what the Lions need to stay in touch. And they need Burnie to lose to Taroona up there today. Again, I think if either of those outcomes doesn't arrive today, it's probably the season over for the Lions in terms of finals. We've still got a few rounds left to play. See Ian Clack Jr. with the ball in his hands out there, who will start the game with the kickoff today. Ready to rumble. Whistle's blown, clock's running, and a nice little short kick there from Clack. Probably knocked on there by the Stags, but that's not been picked up. And there's that man Blomfield picking the ball up and having a good run and taking some Lions players 5 metres up the field. Nice little smother off the side there. Taylor Webb in the pink headgear. Maybe it's light magenta. Might be a better way to say it. Our producer Hayden has the same coloured hair actually at the moment as that. And the kick goes deep, and this is a good start for the Lions. 45 seconds on the clock, and they've got a line out 10 metres off Glenorchy's line, and we're going to see how well Glenorchy can defend. We caught the second half of the Glenorchy game a couple of weeks ago against Taroona, and they looked pretty good. Their defence was pretty top form, I would say. So out in that back line, it'll be interesting to see what sort of combat we can have. We've got a pretty slick, speedy Lions outfit that compared with this big bodies of Glenorchy. Just have a look at those as we talk about them right there. There's your Hobart Hutchins Lions team. Big Nick Allardyce, captain today. As this scrum sets, I'll bring you the Glenorchy list very shortly. Highland with the put in. And he dishes it back. To Chris Vasquez playing at fullback. We saw him earlier in the season playing at number 10. And the Lions use a bit of width. The tackle eventually taking Summerfield to ground. Ball comes back now. Static pivot there from Clack. A lot of talk outside him. He's got Casbolt. I fancy this front row of the Lions. You've got Taylor Webb, Robbie Casbolt, Lloyd Lucas. There's some big shoulders in that front row, but just thinking about Taylor Webb and Robbie Casbolt. These are two guys with some of the best ball skills you'll see. And both of them have migrated from being backline players in former days to this front row, and they both do pretty well in there too. So looking forward to seeing how they get involved today. And we've already seen Casbolt with a bit of a run there, and Webb causing some issues around the fringes of the ruck for Glenorchy. Brendan Elliott jumping off quickly there in the number 24 for Hobart. And we've got some issues here. Jesse Hasty just slowly getting up there, but a good scrum there from the Lions has really pushed back. Chris Russell in the blue headgear holding his arm. Great push there from the Lions. We're going to see the scrum reset. So Stags will need to hold out a little bit better in this scrum than the last one. And the ball comes back. Vasquez in the fullback position coming in for the kick. So gets a decent purchase on it, but just goes midfield and just running across a little bit there. Again, coming out here and trying to push it wide. Good contact made by Glenorchy to hold up the running Lions. And they get it quickly and go left. There he is, Webb in the pink headgear, running into contact and trying to make some space. Now we're coming back for the advantage. Glenorchy offside, and the Lions looking pretty good. Just shifting that ball from one side to the other quickly. And we're going to see a shot here. So about 36 metres out from goal, directly in front. Clack has decided he's going to take a shot. Taking his time, getting it set. Good day for rugby. Hardly a breath of wind out there. Sun's shining at the moment. See those long shadows on the pitch. And really milking this for the minute that he's got. Taking a long time. And now he shapes for the kick. And he's missed. Away to the left. So, missed penalty attempt there from Clack. Score will stay at 0 apiece, and the Stags will have the 22-metre dropout. And Jumbo Hart with the ball. He goes very short. It's not very high. Zaleb Smith comes as the only man chasing, though. Forces Rickard Daniel to push it away. And then a bad pass from Edwards at the ankles of Clack. Goes to ground, and the Stags get away with one there. And they'll have a scrum, hopefully looking to exit their defensive end. All right, ball being put in by Highland. Good drive from the Stags. Ball comes now wide to Bain. He throws one above the heads of Papera, and he takes it nicely. Still on the move. Pops it, though, for Bain, who can't catch it. Beautiful ball skills there from Papera to take that ball from way above his head. Very, very hard to catch that. And he really didn't take a step back either as he did it. He was full speed. Hands reaching as high as he possibly could. And great hands here from Papera. Steps off that left foot as he's inclined to do. Just the pass there. Bain couldn't take. And the ball goes back to the Lions. Good scrum battle. And the ball's out and loose, and Edwards throws another pass that goes astray. Nice hands out there from Clack to Clack. And William Clack with the ball in his hands now. Might have copped one over the shoulder. Stags have got away from it. And Clack sees a bit of space. I think he would have liked to get a little bit more depth on that kick. The kick was a great option. There was no one back deep on that far side. Only needed another couple of degrees towards the Glenorchy end, and it could have been a 50-22. That's what I'm sure was in his mind. And they will reset. For the line out. Ball taken by Smith. And they go to the maul, the Stags. Not sure where the ball is. Looks like Highland's got it. And he finds Vasquez, who goes the kick. It's a nice, high, long one. Getting underneath it. Well taken back there by Hutchinson in the 15. He gives it off to Summerfield, who's been busy. Gets through the tackle of Highland, but runs into a wall of black right on the halfway. And I'm not sure how we've gotten away with it. We haven't. So Smith there just going off his feet, and the quick tap has happened. The referee hasn't spotted it. Taylor Webb's run about 15 metres with the ball before being told, no, we need to come back and do it from here. Just taking that, I think, I don't know if he was in the wrong place. It caught the referee off guard. And Ian Clack will kick for touch. Gets a good boot on it. And a nice effort back there. Drew Horton on the wing, on that far wing for Glenorchy. Just trying to keep that ball in play, but can't do so. And another attacking line out down here for the Lions. Gives Casbolt another throw in. Throw goes over the back, taken there by Lucas, who loses it in contact. And now Bain, a rushed kick, and Summerfield will have another go. But we're going to come back, kick fielded by Summerfield, and that will be no advantage to Glenorchy from the knock-on that came from Lloyd Lucas off the back of that line out. Just slowly making their way back for the scrum. The Lions forwards. Highland with the put in. It comes back. He'll look for Vasquez again out of here. He does. And it's a big one from Vasquez. He might have got he's gotten over the back here. And the ball bounces and rolls on. They need some chasers though, Glenorchy. They're a little bit slow up the middle. And Hutchinson decides to kick, and he's put it out on the full. So a great gain there from Glenorchy. A cracker of a kick there from Chris Vasquez, and gives his team their first chance down inside Hobart's territory. And that'll be a line-out throw to the Stags. 35 metres out. 0-all as we run to this line out. 12 minutes on the clock. And taken by Smith, drops it to now Fahu, running into a nice big hole in that line out, but Casbolt was waiting for him, and eventually they get him to ground. So nice battle there between now Fahu and Casbolt, front rowers. They shovel it wide. Vasquez to Whitney. They got some pace around the outside. Whitney, though, hangs onto it. Doesn't use Horton on his outside. Stags get there and recover the ball. Highland in some traffic. They get onto that ball, take him to ground. Krauts that time making the tackle. And around the side we go. Josh Papera, and he's close. He scores. Caught him napping around the blind. And Josh Papera, the big fella, picks it up, runs down, and he's also taken out. Caused a bit of damage on his way down there. I think that's William Clack down on his back. Just see Papera pick that up and run down. It is William Clack in the 13. I think he just landed underneath Papera as he scored. He's probably copped it in the ribs. But great vision there from Papera. And on their first attempt at getting into an attacking position there, the Stags have come away with points after the Lions 12 minutes not being able to get any. So making the most of opportunities there, Glenorchy. And coming away with 5 points, and we'll see Chris Vasquez kick from very wide to hopefully put on another 2 points for his team. While we're waiting for the kick there, that's the Glenorchy side. And not a bad effort with the kick. Goes across the face, though, so scores will stay as they are. Glenorchy 5, Hobart yet to score. Hobart having had the vast majority of possession and territory so far, and Glenorchy got their hands on the ball only a couple of times, and some clever work there from Josh Papera sees them score. Got 3 other games on around the grounds as well at the moment. They're all underway, I think. We've got Launceston versus Harlequins down at Rugby Park. Launceston are up 17-0, actually. It was 12 2 seconds ago, and now it's 17. We'll come back and bring you the other scores in a minute. But ball comes down, and this time the Lions have picked it up, and there he is, the captain, big fella Nick Allardyce, shrugging off a couple of tackles, and the Lions, they really want to put some points on down here now. They've had all the possession. Clack running in, some great work. Rickard Daniel, he's dangerous when he's this close, and he's only a metre or two out now. Whitney doesn't roll quickly enough, though, and the penalty comes. So great work back there from the kick chase. And the Lions really picked up there. Now the ball comes. Allardyce again running in, getting close. Edwards throws to Clack, just holds it up a little bit. Quick hands. Solid hit out there. I think that's Papera, was it? No, Whitney making the textbook tackle on Will Clack. And they wanted it wide. Elliott. Daniel's got it. Casbolt to Daniel. Daniel dummies and holds on, and he slips through 4 Stags. And the big man, the big South African, Rickard Daniel, gets over the try line and evens the score up. Great work there from the poster boy of the Hobart Hutchins Lions, the literal poster boy. There's a giant version of him out here on a banner, jumping in a line out. But cracker of an effort there from Daniel. Just slipped through. Glenorchy had a lot of numbers around him, and I think it was just maybe a little lack of communication. Maybe players just thinking maybe that the teammate's going to hang on to him. But great work there. And the kick's just going to come here from Clack in a pretty good position. Takes a lot of time back here at the top of his run. Up on his toes, and through he goes. And that one's good. So the Stags take the lead very, very swiftly after that try from Glenorchy. And there's a dog on the field. Look out. We might have to get this one out on Clubland this week. I know they're weekly so their weekly bingo events. One of them is the dog on the field. why people bring their dogs to the rugby, I have no idea. But it's good to see there's plenty of them out here. And that one wants to get involved. I don't know where it belongs. Plenty of people out there to maybe have a look. It's quite friendly and enjoying a bit of attention. Let's get back to the rugby. Vasquez with the kick return here from Glenorchy. So 2 tries in very quick succession. 1 to the Stags, 1 to Hobart. Great hit there. When you see Jesse Hasty, your front rower, the first man at the fall of the ball from the kickoff, that's pretty inspiring work there. And the beautiful kick over the back there too. I don't know if Horton got any hands on that, but that is a excellent kick out of there. And the Lions supporters out here are excited. But the assistant over there clears Horton of any wrongdoing. And the line out will go to the Stags in a familiar defensive position. Just was giving you those scores from the other grounds a little while ago. Launceston with a very, very clear lead there over Harlequins, unsurprisingly. Ball dished off from Blomfield, goes wide. Smith doesn't make his target, so Pepera's under pressure. And he's kicked out. His whole team's offside back there. Eventually, he's the man who makes the tackle. And the Lions will get the ball, but it's trapped in there, apparently. Yep. And no, it's a penalty. Glenorchy not rolling away. So the other games around the ground, we've got one a couple of 100 metres down the road here between University and Devonport. The Bulls have travelled down to meet the students out there. And at the moment, University up 6-0. And the other game, there's a similar score up at Burnie as well, where Taroona have travelled all the way up to Emu Park. And the score is also 6-0 up there with Burnie holding that lead. So a couple of penalties at both of those grounds. And Launceston with a pretty clear lead 26-0. Glenorchy struggling a little bit at the breakdown there. Ball coming back, taken by Wilkinson. And Bain comes around into a position to kick. It's an ugly one, but he clears it at least out of their 22. And we'll give the Lions another line out. They've had a few over in that very similar position over there. It seems to be the place where everyone wants to kick it. Just a very seesawing battle at the moment, really. The Lions with the ascendancy for most of the game. They get that ball up in the air and find their jumper. And they go to the maul. And this is good work here. Great. Gets around now. Daniel takes it off the back. Slips around and Glenorchy are slow to get back. Edwards out to Clack. Dummies. Krauts. And Will Edwards runs into a little bit of a space, but taken by 2 big bodies out there. And some interesting discussions at the breakdown. Pretty messy right there. And a lot of people yelling at the referee, trying to tell him what they think's going on as well. Just Edwards got interfered with. I don't know by who. It might have been someone from his own team. So a solid hit there. Coming in. Nice work from Vasquez. It's just here at the breakdown. Edwards goes to get the ball. And then, yeah, his teammate just steps back and into his way. And Edwards couldn't pick it up. So Derek Clack, I think that was there, not... So... Just dealing with some invaders in our area. Who just want to see what's on the telly, and it's pretty exciting back here. And we'll cut back to the rugby. And nice line out win there to Hobart. Just need to shore up their ball skills out here. Clack, he's found some space. And he's going to be hard to get from here. Ford gets across and then Vasquez onto him. Krauts is there to help. And quick ball. Blomfield just running through the area there offside. Really needs to be penalised, but seems to have gotten away with it. That's all you have to do, though, in those situations. Put your hands in the air and say, I'm not doing anything wrong, and you get away with it. And another stray pass back there sees the Lions now under a bit of pressure, but they'll retain this one. Edwards, Clack, no one with him, so he's got to go himself. Hutchinson's really deep, probably not a bad option with a kick, but Ford, I think, gets a hand on it. Now Blomfield's got the ball, and he dishes it off to now Fahu, who finds Ford. Ford taken. Some yelling from the crowd here about something they saw they didn't like, and looks like a bit of a change there too, with Ty Hart coming into half-back in the number 9 for Glenorchy. Not sure who's off, whether it's Highland. This ball bounces, and now into the hands of Glenorchy. Liam Ryan dodges one tackler and goes to ground. Just slipping that ball back, Blomfield. He'll take a few with him. He's a big boy. Good effort in there from Clack to try and steal it. One of the 3 Clacks. It's Derek Clack there in the 14, just off the left of your screen. And Glenorchy now messy, which is how they like it. Don't want to give the Lions any easy. Oh, the hands there from Hart. Unbelievable hands from Jumbo Hart. That's an absolute cracker. And the play carrying on over the sideline. But I'll try and get you that on the replay while we come back to reset this scrum. Jumbo Hart. That was exceptional. Exceptional hands. Just been joined in the back, behind me here by by Mike Blomfield, Hugo's father. He's I don't know if we'll catch it. Oh, I haven't got the replay pulled back. I apologise. You'll be able to see that on the highlights during the week, though. Fantastic, fantastic hands there by Jumbo Hart. To take it behind him and then swing it around and get that ball off was really, really good. Unfortunately, I think it was Vasquez maybe who took it, lost it in contact, and referee just had some words with the boys, getting a bit of carry on as they've gone over the sideline. So we'll have a scrum, and it will be a Lions feed, but some entertaining rugby out there right now. Edwards with the put in here. And good drive from the Stags too. Again, William Clack just running into Josh Pepera. That's nice work. It's been their go-to move so far, but a nice tackle there from Josh Pepera. He really just stood still, and Clack was stepping off his left foot and just slipped a little and just ran straight into Josh Pepera. So some good rugby happening out there. Here it is. We might just catch it. Boom. Nice work. Good work there too, as Clack's body height was dropping pretty rapidly because he slipped into that. And it was one of those risky ones. Pepera could have continued through with his tackle, as he's inclined to do. He likes to hit hard, and could have been nasty high contact there, but he did a good job to just hold off a little bit, I think. So props out there to Josh Pepera for adapting in his tackling stance there to make sure that there was no high contact. Hart here. It's need to yell out happy birthday too. It's Ty Hart with there in the number 9. It's his 21st today, so happy birthday to Ty. The little invaders we had in here moments ago were his siblings, actually, his two of his sisters and his niece. And while we're at it, Pepera goes through. I think he slipped that ball forward. Well picked up by Ford on the bounce. And they've got to release him now. That's going to be penalised for that. So Clark had a hold. Ford was clearly knee on the ground. And Papera decides he wants to go on with it and go quickly. Nice work at the breakdown there from the Lions to slow it up. Hart needs to go quickly. He finds now Fahu. Elliott grabs him around the bootlaces, and the Stags will have another run. This time, Bain. They're running across field here. Vasquez can't quite slip through the gap. Manages to pop it out and find Jumbo Hart. Zaleb Smith picks it up and goes through and eventually gets some support with him, but he's knocked it on. I don't know if it's Smith who's knocked it on at the ground. Sitting up and having a look. Not happy about it, Zaleb. But he's lost it, unfortunately, there. And the Lions will be able to kick or run the ball out of their 22. It's a pretty evenly matched game. I mean, the scores show that as well. Hobart 7-5 up. Still, I'd say at this point, nearly half an hour in, had a fair majority of possession and had the ball up Glenorchy's end a lot of that time. But the Stags' defence has been pretty resolute so far, as we come to expect. Clack gets it onto the boot. Horton doesn't read it really well and runs under it, but eventually gets back. And he's going to use Vasquez. I think that was a good idea. Vasquez has got Ford out there. He gives him a forward pass. And whistle's been blown. It was dead in line with where I'm sitting, and you can see that went forward. Ford was actually out there signalling to Vasquez to kick it, and Vasquez, I think, heard him calling and threw the pass. Ford was very flat. So we'll have to forego that one, the Stags, and they'll be potentially defending again. Clack standing very deep in the pocket behind this scrum, shaping to kick, but he's also got his centres split across the field. Kraut's on the far side and Will Clack on this side, but Will Clack's also very deep, so they might be looking to run this one. High pass. Good pressure from Hart, and they're forced to go to Kraut's on the other side. And he dishes it off. Finds Derek Clack. Goes to ground. He's got the squeeze ball there, and that's probably should be penalised for that. Gives Glenorchy absolutely no chance of getting that ball, and he's just sitting on top of it. Lucky to get away with that, I'd say there, Clack. If you do that and push that ball back quickly, it's fine, but he had the ball concealed underneath him for a good few seconds there. So good pressure from the Stags. Unfortunately for them, they can't get it, and the ball will end up being knocked out of there by the hand of Mitch Bain, and he did so illegally. And again, we've got a line out in that there's a area of about 10 metres over there. We've had about 6 line outs so far. Not many anywhere else. Ball goes up and finds its target again for the Lions. And they go very wide. Kraut's this time running around an outside line. I love him. He's a little bulldog and he runs hard there. Smith causing some headaches there. Nearly got that one, Smith. Now they push it out. Daniel and Elliott getting involved. Webb there. And we see the big fella coming around again. The hands through Casbolt to Allardyce. And Glenorchy need to get back on side. Daniel now dishes it off in the first receiver position. And solid hit there. Hugo Blomfield and company. I don't know who it was. I think it was Nili Naufahu putting on a nice shot. Need to be careful out there. Papera high contact there on Hutchinson as he went down. Not sure who this is out there. The number 16 for Hobart. And some nice running, but we've got a penalty now here to the Lions, and they want to make an opportunity out of this one. Krauts goes a little grubber through. Is it going to sit up for him? It's not. Gee, he was close too. And Vasquez just let it go. If that ball had bounced left, you might have seen Callum Krauts with that. but the penalty will come, and Hobart have had one shot already, and you can see there the big arms of Nick Allardyce point towards the posts, and they'll take a shot. So definitely some entertaining rugby out there, some good hits coming from the Stags. Love to find out who's out there in the number 16 for Hobart. They're certainly having a good crack. Few score changes around the grounds as well. Launceston 38, Harlequins 3. The score down the road here, University versus Devonport. Uni are holding on to that lead, 9-0. And up north, Taroona have put on 3 points. But Burnie looks like they've scored a try, and they're now up 11-3 against the Penguins. So good work up there from Burnie. It's not the result that Hobart want to see. What they do want to see, however, is points going on the board like that. And nice kicking out there from Clack. Sends his team out now to a 10-5 lead. So nice conversion. Stags need to find something here coming into the last 5 or more minutes of this half. They've not had a lot of opportunities, and just that one Josh Papera try, it really was just caught the Lions napping. They've not looked convincing with the ball in hand, the Stags. They need to chase better on these kicks. The long kick there and no one chasing. Clack puts a low ball up. Vasquez gets it. He's got Ford off his left shoulder. Ford just runs way too flat there, though. Needs to stay a little bit deeper to give Vasquez an opportunity. And we've got players in front of the kicker. So we're going to come back, and the Stags will have a penalty, and they'll kick for touch here, and that'll put them into a great attacking position. Casbolt there just wanting an explanation, I think, as to what happened. And the kick will take the Stags to the line, 10 metres out. And again, when they get this close, they always turn it up a notch, Glenorchy. They need to win this line out. Last time down here, they tried to put Naufahu off a nice move. Ball goes to Smith. He's going to hold it this time, and they go to Maul. Not tackled, so they have to go ahead. Well done to pick that up, though. Smith did the right thing. Now the ball comes out wide. Hart can't take it. He cops one from Taylor Webb and gives him a bit of a shove. Webb says, "Oh, I'll help you up, mate." But Hart not happy with that. And disappointment there for the Stags. They'll come away empty-handed. All right, so just taking some time here to give a bit of a back rub there to, who is that? Is that Will Francis? And the boys will take their time here to set the scrum. All right, taking our time here. Scrum sets. Edwards with the put in. And a good drive. Both sides just stay stable in the end there. Clack to Clack. He gets around. Bounces off the rubber man. Gives it back to William Clack. Papera gets back quickly. Needs to release now. He's not releasing. Eventually does. Nice hands between Ian and William Clack. Gained some solid hitting out there from Glenorchy. Mitch Bain driving there, just slowing it down. Now it comes back out. Elliott, dummies. Maybe should have given it. Get some support there. Now they come back into the pocket, and Clack will kick it. And he gets it over the top of Ford, who gathers it eventually 10 metres out from his line. Decides to have a run. He looks for a bit of a gap out there. And there's no one with him, though. He's going to have to pop that ball or lose it. And Ty Hart eventually gets there. Oh, unfortunate there for the Lions. Hart's pulled Clack to ground out there, and Clack's been penalised for going off his feet. It was good intent there from Ford, but he sort of ended up running a little bit away from his support, hoping to find a gap, hoping to get his team back down to a better attacking position. In the end, though, there's a penalty. And we see the Stags with a line out, 40 metres out. Given the size of their bodies out there in this back line, I'd like to see a little bit more aggression in attack from Bain and Papera right here. But instead they push it wide. Whitney's there. He's got a gap. Oh, he runs it through. Nearly gets through it too. Good work in the end from Summerfield, I think, to get a hand on him. They need to get that ball out quickly. Not sure why it is that Ty Hart, the halfback, ends up running in there and joining into the ruck, into that static ruck. Needs to direct them with a little bit more assertion. And now they're pushing it wide. They're going very sideways out here, but they've got some space. Whitney steps off the right foot. He's probably got to learn to pass, Noah Whitney. I don't think I've seen him do it yet. He's good when he's got space, but he really needs to look for those support players he's got around him. Great run there from Wilkinson, busting through the first tackle. But look out. Oh, they've somehow got that one back, Glenorchy. I thought that Clack was there and had it. Now the ball comes wide. Pass is not great. And Glenorchy will get a penalty right in front of the posts. Are they going to take the 3 and go to half time with a 2-point deficit? Or are they going to go the quick tap? Vasquez has it in his hands. And he's going to go the tap. All right, well, good intent here from the Stags. And they go to now Fahu. Brady Blaranta's on the field there now too. Wonky pass there from Hart, but it's taken by Wilkinson. Get them support over it. Hart goes quickly, finds Jumbo Hart. Dummies inside and then ends up giving it to Ford, who gets hammered. And we're going to come back for another penalty here. So offside again. Jumbo Hart with the ball in his hands. This is who I'd be giving it to here. Yeah, tap and run. No, he gives it off. Papera bounces off. 1. Slips around, gives it back in. Blomfield, close. 3 metres out. Now Fahu. Driven back into the ruck. Makes half a metre. Blaranda tries. Blomfield again. They're so close now. Right by the post. And Hobart there holding on. I thought they should have rolled. But good refereeing. Brendan Elliott there all over that ball. And I don't know why he's shaking his head, because I think it's the right call. The ball can't come out of there. And so it'll be a scrum to the Stags, who had possession. Great defence in those phases from the Lions. Stags really put the pressure on close to the line, but couldn't get there. But they've got another chance here. And just see on the bottom right of the screen there, Ryan Ford. He's got Chris Vasquez inside him. And then the other side of the field, it's Bain, Papera, Whitney and Horton. And they need to get, Hart needs to get this ball out. Lucky there. Good scrumming there from Hobart. They nearly won that one. Put a lot of pressure on, but the scrums popped. You can see Taylor Webb going, what? Why is there no penalty? They drove them back, and when it pops, usually that team on the back pedal, if the scrum pops up, gets penalised, held at fault. But the adjudication on this one is that it was both front rows, so the Stags will get another shot. I think the Stags would have liked to have had Howie Highland in there, but he's not on the field, and Hart just not quite experienced enough in that halfback position. He does a good job this time, though, and Bain won't get past the low tackle. And well done from Krauts there. He's got onto that one. Good low tackle from Clack on Bain, and Krauts was onto it very quickly. Just see there, I suspect the question from Allardyce was, how much longer to go, sir? And that's half time. So an entertaining half of rugby there. Glenorchy in that last, nearly 10 minutes in the end, had the ball down inside Hobart's 22 and really pressuring, but it's been a seesawing game. Hobart, a lot of opportunities. Have only come away with one try, and Glenorchy seized one early and were able to put 5 points on. So it's a close one here, 10-5. We'll go to half time, and we shall be back very soon with the second half. And we're back into it here. Just always get surprised caught with a short half time. But a lack of success on that kickoff there for the Stags sees the Lions with the scrum feed on the halfway. See if we can pick out any changes on the field. Hobart backline is exactly as it was. Likewise, the Glenorchy backline. Forward packs look to be mostly unchanged as well. All right, scrum time again. Here we go. Oh, and the tight head comes from Glenorchy. So they're on their front foot here now. Papera with a bit of space. He's been well taken out there by Ian Clack Jr. He's just, again, he's tackling there. He never tries anything silly, Clack. He's always around the ankles and gets to his feet quickly. He's always a threat. And in this case, Papera pushes the ball out there. It's dropped. And Mitch Bain not happy about it, but we'll come back for the scrum. And the Lions will have to put in again. They lost one just a minute ago, though, so they'll need to tighten up this time. The Stags got a good push on that last scrum, and I think the ball it might have been a tad early. And as Edwards put the ball in, it ended up being kicked. His hooker in there, Casbolt, couldn't strike it back. Gets it this time. Perfect scrum. And Clack just takes it outside his 22 and roosts it downfield. Vasquez has got forward on his outside. Looks for some space. Forward, steps off his right, gets it away. They need to get some support in there quickly, though. And they do. Well done to Ryan Ford there. He was tackled, got from his feet, and really quickly got back around there to provide support for Vasquez, who'd been tackled. And now the Stags have it, and they've got the ball very much midfield here, driving forward. Bain. Vasquez back inside to Hart. Taken beautifully by Clack, and the ball comes loose, but it's play on. Boom! Rickard Daniel shocks that ball out of the hands of Harry Wilkinson. But the Stags still have it. They're very flat out there. I'm not sure what that backline thought they were doing. It's not a backline. It's a group of forwards all just standing there, seagulls watching the ball, and it was on their side. And now, because of that, they've lost it, and the Lions will get a chance to exit. And we've got an illegal shepherd here. Zaleb Smith just running through to put the pressure on. And number 19 out there for the Lions. Not sure who that is. Just put a bit of a tackle on, or a bit of a bump on him. Pretty weird. Just see on the right of screen, number 19. Zaleb Smith comes around. He just stands in his way, puts the shoulder out. Blatant as you like. Right in front of the referee, and turns the ball over. Stupid play. Come onto the field and do something like that, and now put your team on the back foot. It's going to have to earn that one back. All right, Stags here with the line out throw. Hart throwing it in. Where will they go? They look like they're shaping to go to the front, or will they go to Smith? They've hit Smith. They go to Smith. Reaches over. He needs to get it away. Brendan Elliott sacks him. Probably worked in their favour, Glenorchy. They didn't seem to be certain as to what was supposed to happen next. Papera runs through. Past two tacklers, but taken to ground. And the Stags on the front foot here again. Ball comes now. Wilkinson wrapping there, not quite sure. A bit of inexperience showing there. Lack of cohesion amongst that back line for Glenorchy. Callum Kraut's just putting the arms out, trying to get out of the way there, trying to roll away. Now Fahu drives forward. Hart pushes it out now. He's got Bain moving forward. Very flat-footed and it's stolen. And I think Will Francis here he's got to go. He's looking for some support. He's lost it. They're going to catch him. Great rundown. You can see he hit the 10-metre line. Oh, eventually support comes though. Edwards finds Derek Clack and exceptional work there. Great try coming from Hobart. I think Will Francis with a big run. He hit the 10-metre line and he was looking for support. There was no one there and he lost half his pace and eventually was run down by Whitney. There he is. He's sucking them in. He's just been for a big run. And the Lions put on a try. Great work there. Great run from Francis. We'll just after this kick, we'll put the scores from the other games around the grounds up for you on the screen. Just wait for Clack to go through his motions, and when they're returning, we'll show you those scores. There's a few changes to those as their second halves have all begun as well. And the flags are up. Hobart now with a good lead. Here are those scores from the other matches. So Launceston and Harlequins. Launceston maybe eased off a little bit up there, 45-6. Uni still on 9, so the Bulls there in that match have put on a converted try. Likewise down there, Glenorchy have put on a converted try. So a close one up at Burnie. Very, very close one. And the other games will pan out too. Close one down the road here as well. So 2 points in it between Uni and Devonport. 1 point between Burnie and Taroona. And here we've got a 12-point ball game. And the Lions, they need 4 tries and they need Burnie to lose. And the kick, well taken out there by Allardyce, but he is taken into touch. Sorry, not Allardyce. Lucas. Really well taken there by Lucas, so close to the line. It's try to keep that in, but there was a lot of attention on him from the Stags, who now have the line out. And Smith again. Bain to Pepera to Vasquez. Gets through. Has he got someone with him? He does. He pops it up to Josh Pepera, who's looking for someone. He gets away, and on the outside is Horton. Cops one over the shoulder, I thought, out there. That's the big fella, Rodrigo Zamino, on for the Lions. But he has bundled Drew Horton into touch. Fair bit of body size difference between those two. And the Lions will throw the line out and find Brendan Elliott. Edwards to one of the many Clacks, William. And Edwards now, they shuffle it around. Hutchinson, can he get past? No. Whitney doesn't hang on to him though. So Hutchinson gets back to his feet. Good work from him because he needed support to get there, and that gave them time. Rickard Daniel runs into a solid hit there. Nicely met by Wilkinson. Daniel wins the contact though and drives forward, and then big Nick Allardyce bustles through. Stags have got a good counter ruck on here, and they need to take it. They have. Now Fahu's got it. He's pushing now forward, hangs onto it, stays on his feet. Managed to shove that one back. There's no halfback in there, so Blomfield goes. Ty Hart is halfback. Just weird option there from Bain. And a weirder option not to call the mark there. And now This is just strange rugby here. Mitch Bain in sort of no man's land goes with a kick that's fielded deep inside the 22 by Derek Clack, and he doesn't call mark and then ends up spilling it in the tackle. So unusual decisions both ways there. Sees the Stags get the ball back after a really odd option there from Mitch Bain. Chris Vasquez is probably the one for the Stags who's really looked damaging with the ball in his hands. And they go that way again. Here he is. He pushes it out to Papera. Actually, he's been exceptional today. And Krause has stolen that one all over it. But somehow the Stags get it back. And now they're 5 metres out. Zaleb Smith on the bottom there has had an awesome game. He's worked really hard today. Really, really hard. He's been absolutely everywhere. Hart needs to be quick here. Throws a horrible pass out to Blaranda. He goes the spin, and there's no one with him. Hands on the ground there, though, from Daniel, so he's got to leave it. And he does. And now they go look, Glenorchy, no decision makers out there. And we find Chris Vasquez, who's played in their number 10 position for most of the season, throws a forward pass out there too. He's played in number 10 earlier in the season. He's coming into playing at fullback, but he's finding himself in that first receiver position a lot. And it's really difficult for Ty Hart to know where he's passing this ball. He's got Bain, who's the first receiver in 10, calling from one position. He's got Vasquez in another. And there's just no clear person leading that back line. And it's making it very difficult for them to stay in this game. So changes needed there for the Stags. And we've got one coming off for the Lions with a shaking head. Not happy. So I think that's possibly Dean Conn coming on in the number 4. And the scrum over here. Jumbo Hart just giving the referee some advice as to how this scrum should work. Ball in, falls out for Edwards and drop back there. Clack hoping that he might have got away with that one as a maybe knocked it back, but you're not going to get away with that. And 5 metres out, they've handed it back to the Stags. I have to say that 9-10 partnership there is not really clicked today. They have a good understanding, I think, between Edwards and Clack as to where they are. And Clack's a great communicator, but he's copped some high balls, he's copped some low balls, and Edwards has a nice hard pass on him, but I think he needs to just slow it back a little and make sure that his passes are getting to Clack in the place where he's going to be easily taking them. So a bit of work needed there too, because they could be a very formidable combination, those two. Great scrum here from the Lions. Blomfield goes through, rolls away. They're very close. He needs to make sure that ball comes back, and it is. I thought it sounded like a whistle. Blomfield almost looked like he stopped for a second. Wilkinson taken by Krauts. Ball's out, rolls back. Now Fahu comes in and cleans it up and gets to ground. And the Stags, opportunities again. This time, Jumbo Hart shovels it out slowly. They don't have a lot of room out here, but Noah Whitney slips through. A scragging attempt to tackle, I think, from Hutchinson, who just threw his hand out. Almost had Whitney by the jersey, but Whitney, there he is on the camera. Great work there. Get over the line there and gets his team back in it. Again, just bunching up out here. It was a bit of luck, I think. Just tired defence from the Lions. Whitney just saw that gap. It was Hutchinson. Hutchinson ball watching there. Drew in way too far. He had Will Clack on his inside who had well covered. He's happy. He's happy. Very happy. Nice work. So just again, probably lack of communication. I'm not sure why Hutchinson felt he needed to shoot in there in defence when Whitney was easily around his outside. And the Stags peg that one back. It's 7 points. And Ty Hart, on his birthday, he'd love to put some points on here. Here we go. Will it curl back around? Stays out right. And the score will stay at 17-10. So again, just opportunities there. The Lions letting the Stags back into this game with mistakes. Stags are making their own mistakes as well, but Lions just key moments there, turning that ball back. Comes down to that drop ball from Clack. Gave the scrum to the Stags. One of our close games in the other grounds has seen a lead change. Clack goes close. Now Fahu takes, he's got nobody with him. He's very good at staying on his feet though. Webb eventually gets him to ground. And finally, the Stags get there. Would have liked to have seen Naufahu leave that one, I would have thought. But I think that's what his teammates are expecting. Blomfield's got to get to ground. He's not going to, and they hold him up. He does get down there eventually and rip it away. So 3 of them couldn't quite manage to hold that big body up long enough. Now they need to get this ball out quickly. And I think there's 10 Glenorchy players all under, throw a blanket over them all, and they get driven backwards. And some not legal play in the ruck there. Jumbo Hart pushing that ball back with his hand. Well done by Vasquez to hang on to that ball. And Bain comes into halfback. Wilkinson has a run, a nice fend. He's such an aggressive runner, very entertaining. Bain to forward. He needs to get away from that line. Oh! Big hit there from Rickard Daniel. Nice tackle from Daniel. Didn't quite get the solid front-on contact that he needed, but took Ford's legs out, and Ford's only just getting up from that tackle. Ty Hart ducks through, skips away from a few. Not quite enough to get away from Taylor Webb, but he's just lying on the ground there, expecting something to happen. He got tackled but not held onto. Wilkinson's really turned it up here too. Might have dropped it. No, got away with that one. And Glenorchy really putting the pressure now on. Oh, some dodginess happening over here. Ball was loose, hacked by Vasquez, and there's nobody home. Oh, rotten bounce there too. Who's it going to bounce? Jamie White over there in the number 20 for Glenorchy had 2 shocking bounces right next to him, and the Lions have eventually got there. Allardyce picks it up, straightens up. He'll go through and take 3 with him as he does every time. And I like to see this direction in here. Ian Clack getting in there quickly and coming into the halfback position. Taylor Webb, they better get his ankles. It's a great pass. Oh, he finds Lloyd Lucas. And now the Lions are close to the line. Rickard Daniel can't hold on to that one, but it goes back. Zamino dishes it off. William Clack. The ball's at the bottom here. Edwards, they got space out wide. Here he is, Nick Allardyce, and he puts on a great try. He's come all the way from the middle of the field to get around there. And exceptional work there from the big fella. Where do we see him in this phase of play here? Allardyce. I don't know where he came from. Must have just been hanging out on that wing. There he is. All that space in front of him. Zaleb Smith can't get across there. And the Lions with an entertaining one out there, and that's their third try. And they need one more to get that bonus point. I was talking about scores from the other grounds before. Again, once Clack's finished his kick, we'll put him up on the screen, so close your eyes and close your ears if you don't want to know what's going on up there. There's no way you can watch them from anywhere else, so you might as well find out here. Slow top of his kick there. Slack, he looks up 3 times usually. Looked up 4 times then up on his toes twice, a couple of steps. And it's good. And let's have a look at those other scores. So the Tigers up there, 73-6. It's a tough day for Quins. Uni have put on another penalty. They're up 12-7. And at the bottom there, you can see Taroona have managed to steal the lead with another try. So 4 points in front of Burnie, but anything can happen up there. So still a couple of close ones. 5 points in it between Uni and Devonport, and 4 points in it between Burnie and Taroona. That result up there, 4 points, I think they want that to be bigger than 7, Hobart. Nice high kick again here. No one's watching it though. It's made the 10. And again, Lucas, this time, twinkle toes aren't good enough to stay in, and he's gathered that one with his foot on the line. And the Stags with another win there from the kickoff. Vasquez has really been good with that today. Just gets it past that 10 metre. It's nice and high. And when he's kicked it shallow, he's really given his team every chance. He's kicked a few others where it's gone really deep and made it hard for them. Well done, Ty Hart there. Brendan Elliott running through onto that, looking for an intercept, looking to get in the way. And Hart spotted it. And now Jumbo Hart's there with forward. He's got now Fahu off his left. Ball in one hand, can't release it. And the Stags got their tails up. Shea Hart destroys Brendan Elliott down there. What a run by Shea. Elliott just got his body height down and Hart just bumped him off with ease. Oh, and guess who comes in with a nice shot? Rickard Daniel. And just waiting there. Again, Glenorchy needs someone in there to direct. It's when it gets a bit messy that they need somebody to be directing, and it's Mitch Baines probably not doing it well enough. Again, he's in behind there, and he's got 2 forwards standing in front of him, and Ty Hart goes, I want Jumbo to have a run, but they get him eventually to ground. Ryan Ford comes in to help. Ty has to push off and fend off his own ruck there so he can get that ball out. And now Fahu's been good all day, consistent. We see him every week. Again, just disarray back there. Nobody talking back there for Glenorchy. Hart sees 3 guys and throws it and misses them all. And again, Zaleb Smith says, nah, I've had enough. This is getting ridiculous. And then Hobart boys back there. Clark and Hutchinson run into each other. Nice run from Hutchinson. Oh dear, he's copped a big one there. And we might see we might see Harry Wilkinson taken to the bench. I don't think there's anything intentional there, but he's copped him right over the shoulder and the neck. And we might also see someone from Hobart go for 3rd man in. So the assistant's going to come and have a conversation. It was a high tackle. I didn't see what happened after. And just a warning. Hand needs to go the other way, ref. Thank you. He heard. I think he heard me. Definitely high. Just careless, though. Needs to be better. And Leroy Hart down there fielding that ball. Another one of the Harts. There's lots of them around. I think the one that's missing today is Theo. Hi, Theo, wherever you are. Up in Queensland somewhere. And that ball spilled by the Lions, but spilled in the right direction. And again, they've got some miscommunication out there too with Zamino. Hutchinson, oh, nice little run there. I love his little canter that he puts on, that sort of forward running goose step. And that quick ball again, though. Oh, here we go. Again, Clack just having to take that above his head. Rickard Daniel runs a long way through a lot of tackles there. He puts that ball in two hands and shapes to throw the pass, and a lot of players stay off him. It's just so hard. Zamino taken low by Bluranta. And the Lions, get it outside. Elliott, well done. And then he gets back inside, and they've got a chair. Oh, another high tackle. And it's Wilkinson again. He's going to have to go this time. That's twice in a row. And ball gets held. They take him out. But Wilkinson's got to go. It's gone over the shoulder. And Mitch Bain gets up and decides he wants to peg the ball. So it's getting silly out there. Yeah, Jimmy Hobden's all over it. He says, that was him over there. This is him here. And out comes the cheese. So bad luck to Wilkinson. Over enthusiastic. I don't think he's certainly not trying to be intentionally high tackling, and he's aggressive play, which is good to see. But in this case, no good. Just gives a thumbs up in apology. And the Lions go the quick tap, even though Wilkinson's still on the field. That's all right. He's nearly off now. All right, Lions. Ball to Zamino. Krauts. Clack needs to pop here. He does. Krauts! Through he goes! Callum Krauts, you legend. Picked the gap. Got that wrap around. Great work out there from Will Clack to get the offload. And the Lions put on that fourth try that they desperately need and have pushed that lead out even further now. It's a pretty safe one, but a great try there. Hit it up on the replay. Beautiful work. Krauts to Clack. Krauts with the wrap. Perfect play. Krauts saw it. He just had to straighten up. The lazy defenders behind there. Lazy's harsh. They've played a lot of rugby, but they were just not really switched onto that, and he just had to run 3 metres over the line. And a ripping try there. They've been trying to put that one on a few times, that move. Shifting that through. There's a clear set play there with the way they set up with Rodrigo Zamino out there, and he's made an impact in that play. And the kick to come. It looks pretty good to me. It is. And the Lions 31, Stags 10. This is what the Lions wanted today. They needed a good win. At the other end of the state, the game's still not quite where the Lions want to see that one though. And Taroona still in the lead against Burnie. 6 points up there, 22-16. It will help the Lions' season if that game pushes out to more than 7 points, though. So they're not like another penalty or a try to Taroona up there, just to narrow that gap. There's a big points differential difference between Burnie and Hobart. So Hobart are going to have to win everything from here on to the end of the season. And Hobart will want Bernie to lose everything if they're going to have a shot at getting into fourth and making the finals. But they've showed glimpses of that, of what's needed here today. Kick goes back, finds Papera. Gets ahead of steam up and tramples over the top of a couple of Lions. Eventually taken down by Krauts. Not taken down, but taken. Hart's been good when when this ball's been scrapping. He's picked it and run. Great counter ruck. And that man, we haven't seen him at the breakdown a lot today. Ian Clack Jr. is usually sniffing around there just for stealing that ball. And, oh, Allardyce. He's put that ball out in front of him. And Clack there on his back. Sure what he's hurt. Don't know if he's cramping. It might be cramp. Just wait and see with 10 minutes on the clock. Certainly the play's getting freer. We're going to see a penalty here against the Stags. And Clack, he gets up and he's fine and he'll kick it. And he'll look for touch over the head of Jamie White, who's down inside the 22 for Glenorchy. And that's exactly where he puts it. And that is a nice kick. Yes, the game's become exciting. There's some good action at the moment. Both teams, as now that they've been a bit more tired, some of the players out there are just looking to break free of the arm wrestle that's been going on all match, and it's making for some good watching rugby. Ball comes to Elliott, not tackled, and they drive forward. They're not allowed to bind onto him. And now the ball comes. Rickard Daniel goes through the first tackle and a half. Gives it off to Clack. Just taken down. Well done by Shea Hart to grab him by the jumper. Now, Krauts. Oh, look at the dummy. Look at him go. Callum Krauts. The step, the dummy, and he puts on his second try. And oh my, that is a try to watch. They get around him. We'll have another look though. Unbelievable footwork here from my favourite player, Callum Krauts. Check this out. Here he is in number 12. He's calling it. He's the director back here. He says, yes. Here we go. Takes it to the line. Oh, steps off the left. Steps off the right. Through he goes. Ball in one hand. And that is a ripper. Excellent work there. You just see again the defence getting a little bit tired, and it now comes down to willpower. And Callum Krauts has played very, very consistently all day, and now the game's coming into his kind of game where there's a little bit of a gap. And he's sniffed out 2 in the last less than 10 minutes. And that kick is good as well. This is a real boost for Hobart here. Now turning this into a very comfortable victory. Going to be tough for the Stags walking away today with a loss like this. I think they fancied an opportunity today to maybe win, and they were looking really good that first half. It was close, and they really kept in it. But now it comes down to their resolve. Probably 7 or 8 minutes left to go, and the Stags need to lift. Vasquez. Going a bit deeper this time than he's done the last couple, and Allardyce will get some space. Look at him go. And he's been called for running behind one of his teammates. Disappointed. I'll come back and called it accidental, so it'll be a scrum. just have a look who he runs behind here. I'm not sure where he went. Oh, that's very slow. So it's all good there. I have no idea who. Oh, the referee. Maybe he's the referee said, you've run behind me. That was the slowest I've ever seen Nick Allardyce run. Great slow motion action there. You can see he holds that ball and it sways across his body. He's got a real gallop as he goes ahead. And I think that sideways swiveling of his body makes him even harder to tackle. Score's really blown out that Launceston versus Harlequins game right there. 90-6 now. Let's cut back. And we've got the Lions now with their tails up. They've got around the outside here. Hutchinson, he's got the pace. He needed to just have a look, get that ball in two hands because he had Summerfield, I think, with him out there. Summerfield was really busy in the first half, but has been pretty quiet this half. The ball's not seen a lot of action on his side of the field. He's certainly always looking to get involved when it's near him. Webb steps. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Falls over. Too many steps left and right from Taylor Webb. And the ball from Zamino goes deep and back. Wilclack now. He'll sniff out a gap too. Look at him. And he finds Elliott, who shovels it out to Webb again. Might have copped the high one. Ball goes back, and Ricard Daniel now. Just putting the arm out. Go away, says Ricard. And they go forward again. So it's exciting play now. And really, hey, when you're this far in front and the game's coming to an end and the big fella scores again. Is that 3? I think he might have scored 3. He's had a cracker of a game as Nick Allardyce. And that is exceptional play. Real confidence now showing with the Lions. Here he goes. Nice pass. Nick Allardyce gets on it. Now Fahu misses him. He just bumps straight through Liam Ryan, I think that was, who ended up on his back. And the big fella, he's got a smile. And so he should, because it's been a good day for his side, the Lions. And it's a good day for the Lions too if the score stays as it is up north, because the Penguins have gone further ahead up there now. There's no current bonus point for the Emus. It's now 29-16 up at Emu Park. It's a 1-point ball game down the road here. University with the skin of their nose in front, 18-17 against the Bulls, who've not travelled well this year. And again, Clack puts on some more points, and we've got an early finish to this half. But great work there. An excellent game. The second half was all the Lions as they put on a stack of points against the Stags, who just faded away, lost a little bit of leadership, I think, and as they got tired, just communication wasn't great with the Stags, and the Lions really came into their own, putting on a masterclass of entertaining rugby in the second half. So great game there. Well done to the Lions for a good win, the bonus point win that they needed. And if all goes well up north with the bonus points, no bonus points to Burnie, that'll put them a fair bit closer to those finals positions. But there's still a lot of work for the Lions to do the rest of the season if they're going to make that position number 4. We'll call it quits here. Thanks for watching, and look out for our highlights package on the social media during the week. We'll see you next week where we're coming to you live from UTAS for Women's Sevens and a Men's Division 1 match down there. See you later.